Okay, the second theme or question series about basic American values here is this: is it healthy for a young person who to want to compete? What happens in a non-competitive society? Is your country basically a competitive or a non-competitive society? What are acceptable ways to compete in your country? In my opinion, competition is generally a healthy thing, as long as it is not affecting, what can you say, pushing other people down. Of course, in a competition, there's winners and there's losers, but as long as you compete in a fair way and keep in mind that some people might not be as good as at competing as you are, but they might be able to help you in other competitions. So what can you say? Try to stay friends while competing, because I think that history has shown us that without competition, there's no development. We wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for the competition in early in the history. The race for the moon, for example, or even though it's not a good thing, then the many wars of the history has produced a lot of new things that later on has been used for civil purposes. For example, the GPS system that we use in our cars to find way was developed by the American Army, and I don't remember the exact year, but there's been some examples of civil GPSs working really bad under wars. For example, Operation Desert Storm in Iraq, because the American Army had to make sure that the GPSs didn't work for the enemy. Yeah. Right. So Denmark, is that a competitive or non-competitive society? In Denmark, there's like the thinking is that it should be possible to uphold a certain standard of living without going for the gold in the competition, since it's not natural for everybody to compete and to want to become CEO or in other ways have great success. It should be possible to live your life without stressing for success. I mean, of course, you should pay your taxes and you should work, of course, but it should be possible to work without competing. Yeah, and then the thinking that it's not accepted to bully others in the race for success, of course, is very much it's very common in Denmark. but then again, there's a certain development in the thinking in Denmark that the heroes of today are entrepreneurs who are starting businesses on their own, and creating something. That's the heroes of today in Denmark as well. So I guess you can say there is like a change in the thinking in Denmark. It has become more accepted to compete in the race than it has been before. Earlier there was this saying that you should not believe you are something. You should not believe you are better than us. and I think that's about to change in Denmark.